Manchester United is taking on Omonia down at the side which goes by the names of Omonia, and obviously they are going to be there, and United is going to play its second away game into the UEFA Europa League. Their first away game they beat Sheffield by 2-0, and now they are going down in Omonia to play a side which goes by the names of Omonia. Now Erik ten Hag has named a 22-man squad. I'm going to do that video of the traveling squad to there. That is Omonia in here onto the United Matters channel, and obviously the main reason as why I'm here, I'm here to bring you the match preview featuring the predicted match 11 or starting 11 and very many other things that the manager really talked about as far as who is fit, who is not fit, and my prediction as far as this game of football is concerned. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to go in the lower right bottom corner, smash the subscription button. After smashing it, hit the notification bell that will enable you get notified each and every time I upload a video to this channel. Now, today, I'm here to break down the game of Omonia and Manchester United. Omonia is the team that is lying bottom on top of the table in this group where there is Manchester United, Real Sociedad, Sheffield, and Omonia. Omonia has not won any single game. They lost to Real Sociedad by 2-1 in Spain. They are beaten by Sheffield, I think, when they really played. I think they are beaten by Sheffield at home by some... Is it 2-3 goals to 1? So United is traveling that side after losing 6-1 to Manchester City, and obviously we want to bounce back with a very huge win. And obviously playing a team that is at the bottom of the table, you have all expectations of going out and really trouncing and really beating it to pulps, and obviously that's what we expect from Erik ten Hag after telling us in the press conference that he's going to field his strong starting 11. That is the man who goes by the names of Erik ten Hag. And obviously allow me jet into this because you guys are here waiting to know who is expected to play, who is not expected to play this game of football, and obviously this is what we do best. And smash the like button close to 200 times, and obviously let's see this video go viral. Obviously, we go to the system that Erik ten Hag is going to play with. Ever since he came in at Manchester United, he has always playing with a 4-2-3-1 system. That is the man who goes by the names of Erik ten Hag. 4 defenders, including 2 fullbacks, 2 central defenders, and 1 center forward. That is what Erik ten Hag is really going to play with. Though, I really believe that he might go ahead and really change this time around to start Antoine Martial and Ronaldo in this game of football because he wants both of them to really have some good times, and I think he really wants Antoine Martial to play close to 60 minutes in this game. So I believe he might maybe start with 2 center forwards in a 4-1-3-2 system. So that's what is crossing my mind, that these two are really going to go ahead and really play to that level at a side which goes by the names of Omonia. Now, let's start with the goalkeeper. I expect, obviously, David De Gea to come in through and really start into the goalkeeping department of Manchester United because Erik ten Hag really wants him to master his technique of ball distribution and being press resistant, and I believe this is what is driving Erik ten Hag, and he's continuing to assess him to know whether he can really be that goalkeeper he wants him to be, or whether he'll go in and really bring in another goalkeeper, because we are told that over the weekend, the United scouts were sent by Erik ten Hag to monitor a duo playing at FC Porto, but the most keen eye was put on the goalkeeper of FC Porto, and obviously that is what Ten Hag is all about, and let's wait and see what is going to happen in there. But David De Gea is really going to play that role into the goalkeeping department of United because Omonia is going to be having the less share of the possession, and obviously with us having more of the possession, building up from the back is really something that Erik ten Hag really wants to see us really mastering. But I want to send some kudos to David De Gea after that game of Man City. That goal, I think the goal of Antoine Martial that he scored, the second goal against City, you saw how he played from the back. He played well from the back. He passed that ball to, I think, was it Casemiro? Casemiro found Lindelof. Lindelof passed into Diego Delo. Delo passed into Anthony. Delo passed into Ericsson. Ericsson switched switched the play to the left to find Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw found Freddie, and Freddie cut inside, directed a shot to Ederson. Ederson fisted it into the 6th area of Man City's goal, and obviously it met the head of Antoine Martial and boom, into the back of the net. So it shows you how we are really going ahead to improve. Those are some of the positives that I really believe that the manager, in the names of Erik ten Hag, never wanted to come out here and really talk about into the press conference after that humiliating defeat of 6-3. So if at all we can build up from the back and then go ahead and really score, it can be really something great for Manchester United. But to me, I go with Erik ten Hag. Now, on the right back, obviously, it's going to be unchanged. I believe you're not going to change this one because Diogo Dalot is playing very well, and the player that would have come in through and really played, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, is really injured. He's injured and out of this game. So Diogo Dalot is one of those players that are really playing well for United, right back, being wanted by Barcelona and very many other teams. But trust me, he is going to stay here because they said they want to be the first players to really get United back to the glory days. So Diogo Dalot is going to play as a right back into this game of football, and I expect him to come in through in there for you. Now let's go to the left back. Left back position is a little bit tricky according to me because Malacia, I cannot blame Malacia for the bad game he had against Man City because it was all about the central midfield and Sancho not tracking back. That really led to him being that side. And trust me, even if at all Erik ten Hag had someone else to really come and play a right back, would have put in a player who goes by the names of he would have put Diogo Dalot off the pitch. He would have, but the reason as to why Diogo Dalot stayed on the field of play was simple. Erik ten Hag never had a substitute to come in and really play that role very well. So I think Luke Shaw came in through, he played very well, and I really believe that he retains his starting spot in this game of football against Omonia into the UEFA Europa League. But in the Premier League, I think it's going to be something different altogether because I can't blame any of my back four that really played against City because the midfield let them down and the wing backs let them down. So I believe Luke Shaw is going to play and start, and I think he's going to play some good 90 minutes into this game of football. And maybe Tyrell Malacia might come in through and play on the right back after the 60th minute because we saw the manager of a team which goes by the name of Manchester United play him there when you're playing Sheriff, when he took off Diogo Dalot and he brought him there. So I believe Luke Shaw is going to start onto the left back of Manchester United. Let's go to the central defenders. Obviously, Victor Lindelof maintained his position after coming in on the 40th minute in that game of Man City when Rafael Varane got an injury, and Rafael Varane has not yet recovered yet, and even Harry Maguire has not recovered yet. And the manager told us in the press conference today that Harry Maguire is expected to stay out for a very, very long time, but for Rafael Varane, he's expected to return a little bit sooner than Harry Maguire. So Lindelof maintains his position onto the right side of the central defense, and the left side of the central defense, guess who's going to play there? It's a man who goes by the names of Lisandro Martinez, a man who is on fire and obviously went hard at United players after half time when we conceded 4-0 at Etihad. So that is the back four of United. Lindelof, right side of the central defense. Lisandro Martinez playing on the left side of the central defense. Luke Shaw playing onto the left back. Obviously, Diogo Dalot playing onto the right back into that back four of United with David De Gea in goal. Let's get to the midfield area. I believe it's time. Casemiro played some good minutes this time round. I think he's going to start in this game of football because Scott McTominay, I think he failed himself because he never really put up a very huge show against the side which caused Man City. And I really believe that it's time for Casemiro to come in through and really get that job done and dusted and obviously get some good minutes. And maybe Scott McTominay will come in through and play some 20 minutes as Casemiro is being prepared to make his first Premier League start for Manchester United against Everton at Goodson Park on Sunday, a game that is going to air and be broadcasted at, is it 21 hours African Standard Time. That's it. So Casemiro came on through and really played very well. I really believe that there are people who have not really gotten what Casemiro does. Casemiro He's also good at really connecting the midfield to the attack through his one-touch passing, and you see that long ball that he really tried to... Whom did he chip it for? He chipped it for a player of United, and there is another player, there is another game, he went for a shot, for that shot that resulted into the penalty of Anton Martial against Man City. So he has a lot on his game that we are really missing. And I believe when he really gets into that spot, Scott McTominay is going to go back on the bench. Although people have been really hailing him, but I think he knew the limitations of Scott McTominay. And Casemiro is good at really shielding the back four. And you saw him against Man City. At least he tried to really stop them every time they try to reach our back four. So Casemiro is starting into that midfield, and obviously he's going to play alongside his fellow Brazilian who goes by the names of Freddy. For this, I'm sure this is going to be the midfield pivot. I believe the likes of Eriksen are going to be rested, because coming in from the international break, playing on Tuesday, you rest for 5 days, and you play against Man City. You rest for how many days? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 days. You play against Omonia, then Friday, Saturday, and then you play in the Premier League. I believe he's going to rest Bruno. He's going to rest a player who goes by the names of Eriksen, because he's been playing a lot of football, and I believe he's the most important man in that team of United, because he does a lot. Even the 2 goals that we scored, I think he had a hand. The goals of Anton Martial, he's the one who switched play to find a player who goes by the names of Anthony. The first goal that we scored, even the second one, you saw him float or switch that ball to the left side where Luke Shaw was, and he really played into Freddy, and Freddy shot at Edson, and he couldn't really hold it tight, and it found Anton Martial to head it into the back of the net. So it shows you how much and good this Eriksen guy is, and I really believe that Freddy is going to be granted a chance to go on and really put up a very good performance that can convince the manager, maybe, to show him that, please, I can get this job done. And let's wait and see whether that is going to happen. But that Brazilian midfield pivot, as it played against Tunisia in that international friendly of Brazil versus Tunisia, I expect it to come out and really play like that. Then the other is Bruno Fernandes. I believe he's going to maintain his position. He's going to be the captain of the side of United, as they talk on the side which goes by Omonia. And because Danny Van Beek would have been playing into that area, he's also injured, and we don't know when he's really going to return. And obviously he's going to play as a central attack midfielder, one of the players that is not yet back to where he's supposed to be, but at least he's improving a lot and not doing those Hollywood passes a lot into this Erik ten Hag era. And obviously kudos go to the manager of Manchester United, Erik ten Hag, improving him. I believe Anthony is going to maintain his spot, because the manager really needs a lot from him, and to really get back to where he's supposed to be, especially because he's a fast player, but I've not seen him really go past defenders as supposed to be going. That leads to a lack of physical fitness onto the field of play, and the physical presence of him is lacking, and that's why Erik ten Hag is really putting on the field of play a lot. This really had aroused a lot of complaints onto why Erik ten Hag is not playing Casemiro, yet he's playing Anthony game in, game out. But in Anthony's position, there was no player that has a left foot that was really playing like that. If at all Mason Greenwood was here, then maybe Anthony wouldn't have been getting all the playing minutes he's getting. But for Casemiro, Scott McTominay was playing very well, and obviously there was no way you could really get Scott McTominay out of the team, and you just needed to wait for his poor performance and then drop in Casemiro, and that's what the manager said today. And obviously we've gotten the reason from the manager today, and we are really so much hesitant on why the manager is really keeping Scott McTominay in the field of play, yet Casemiro is really a better central defensive midfielder. And obviously, we are really going to be having Rashford returning from injury, having some close to 60, 57 minutes in that game of Man City. Never played very well. He looked like he had lacked fitness, especially as far as match fitness was concerned, but the manager threw him in, and we did the needful into this game of football as United played Man City and lost 6-3. So we expect him to come in through and do the needful. That is the man who goes by Marcus Rashford, especially on the left attacking side of the midfield, where he really thrives a lot. And guess who is leading the line? I think it's really going to be Cristiano Ronaldo, a man that Erik ten Hag has really talked about, that obviously when you're on the bench and you're not starting, you are really not happy, but he really believes that Ronaldo is really happy at United, and he rubbished all the rumors that he's really wanting a move out of United in the January transfer window. So I believe that's going to be the starting 11 of Manchester United in this game of Omonia, and I believe we need to kill off this game early enough. That's it. If we are ready to go ahead and really get ourselves to the levels of really getting relieved, first goal more important. Let Ronaldo score a hat-trick tomorrow, because he's going to be having Anthony, Freddy, Casemiro, Delo, Luke Shaw flying off those wing backs and really bringing in those balls. I believe we can really go and put close to 5 goals against this team, because this is what we need. Put 5 against Omonia, get it done and dusted, and don't even think about the Man City game, because it was gone and done, and the manager came out and appreciated Pep Guardiola for schooling him into a game of football like that. And obviously, that is it, and we called it a day, and nothing really came in through to put us to a stop of really thriving, and the players admitted their mistakes. So what a way to go on and really start on a new run, because that run has been stopped by Man City. We had won 4 games in a row. Now let's get back to the UEFA Europa League and win this one. And for Cristiano Ronaldo, I believe he's really going to be complaining until this season comes to an end, provided Anthony Martial is fit, because Ten Hag sees Anthony Martial as his number 1 forward, especially into the serious games like the Premier League. And don't expect Ronaldo to start ahead of Anthony Martial when Anthony Martial really retains or really regains his match fitness. That's it. And Ronaldo is going to be so much starting the UEFA Europa League games. Martial is really going to be leading the line into the Premier League games. And I really believe that he can change this system and play with both of them together as a 4-1-3-2 system, with Ronaldo and Martial leading the line. And obviously he wants Martial to get some good minutes, because if at all is to really get him out, if at all he's ready to get Ronaldo out, it won't be so much convincing to Ronaldo, because Ronaldo will say, all right, I never played in the game of Man City. I was left on the bench. Now why are you really throwing me out of the bench, out of the team, and bringing in Martial, who played some 30 minutes? And Ten Hag, as you know, that is the manager who really counts minutes that a player plays. Obviously, he will be having a thought in him that maybe you bring in a player who goes by the names of Anthony Martial. He plays some 30 minutes. Ronaldo plays 60 minutes. But will it be viable? I really doubt. So let's wait and see what's going to happen in between Ronaldo and Anthony Martial, because the battle is going to be in between those two. But obviously Martial has proven to the manager that, all right, I'm that man who is really going to come on and really get you goals, because he has played less minutes than Ronaldo and he has 2 goals and 1 assist. Ronaldo has played very many minutes than Martial, but he's having 1 goal and 0 assists. That is Cristiano Ronaldo. He played 30 minutes against Brighton. He played 90 minutes against Brentford. He played 10 minutes against Liverpool. He played 20 minutes against Southampton. Ronaldo played like 20 minutes against Leicester City. He went ahead to play 90 against Real Sociedad. He played 89 against Shelf. He played like 32 minutes against Arsenal. But for Anthony Martial, altogether, he has just played less than 90 minutes. He played 45 minutes against Liverpool, and he played 30 against Man City. 75 minutes, 2 goals and 1 assist. That is a very good return for a man who goes by the names of Anthony Martial. So let's wait and see what is going to happen to this game of football as United retakes on Omonia. That is my predicted 11, and you can go into the comment section and tell me what you think about it. Who do you want in? Who do you want out? But just know Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire, and Donny van Beek are really having injuries. And let's wait and see what the manager is going to go on and really do into this game of football as we really look forward to playing against Omonia tomorrow. It's really going to be an early kickoff and don't dare see yourself miss out onto this. I sign out for now. See you later. First video of the day. More two are yet to come. I'm out.